Hello, YouTubers. Join Paul here on Wednesday, October 22nd at 1740 Eastern Time. Now, given the fact that I had just recently uploaded a video about my trip to Europe in 1971 with a friend of mine, let it be known that in 1979, I took my mother over to England for 3 weeks on sort of a round-robin cathedral trip. Let's see. No idea.
I don't know what you.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You cannot see.
Yes, our nephew has. But anyway, a round-robin cathedral trip. We saw the 17 major cathedrals in England, although I know there are more. And there are a couple I've not seen. I've not seen Chichester. I've not seen Southwark. I've driven by Ripon twice and not gone in. But I mean, there's things I need to see. Oh my!
Yeah, I know. Our hair's from that.
Oh, my hair!
Screw it. Let's just go on.
I know it's like the perfect YouTuber thing. It's my hair.
Yeah. No.
Here, where's that thing? Put that thing down. What's that thing?
It's right here.
No. Oh, very good. Thank you. That's very good. Now I'm a true YouTuber talking about my hair rather than substance. Well, having gotten onto that, so I took, see, when my dad was alive, I said to him, he had this thing about, he always wanted a Belgian shotgun. He wanted a Browning Belgian, Belgian-made shotgun. I don't know why, but he wanted one of these Belgian shotguns. I'm more of a single-shot rifle, bolt-action rifle guy. But he, express rifle guy, which sort of looks like a shotgun, but it's not. He wanted a Belgian shotgun, and I said, well, when I get enough money, I'll buy you a Belgian shotgun. And then he and my mother said, well, at some point they want to go over and see Europe. I said, well, I can afford that. I'll send you to Europe. I might even go with you. Well, my dad died in 1975. And so in September of 1979, my mother and I went to Great Britain. And I thought, well, we're going to do the sort of like the 17 major cathedral things. And we did. And now when we got to Scotland, of course, we had unlike my first trip, where my friend and I had a lot of contacts that might put us up a bit, although we spent 2/3 of our times out on.
Yeah, his relatives.
Well, but 2/3 of the time we were outside. That's fine, and that's great. I mean, it was like the perfect summer for that. Probably wasn't great for the farmers, but it was great for us. Anyway, we went up to Ullapool, which is at the top end of, that would be the north end, top end of the map, the north end of Scotland. And we had, I didn't tell this already, did I?
No, you told it to me.
I told it to Paul. Well, so I'll tell it to you guys. So what happened is, we're going up, and it's really about a single lane road from the Great Glen up to Ullapool. When I say single lane, I mean single lane. You know, there are pull-offs, but it's single lane. And we passed this guy. He must have been getting rides, come think of it.
Yeah.
He must have been getting rides. So we passed this guy, and my mother was just adamant about not. No. Oh, well, no.
Not helping anybody.
Well, it's you know, it's just so hard because, you know, in the United States, you know, hitchhikers and things at that time, you know, and they're gonna kill you and
Oh,
strangle.
bullshit.
Well, but that was sort of the. On the other
That
hand,
was everybody's thought, but
on the other hand, 8 years before that, you know, my friend and I had happily hitchhiked around, and from, you know, although we didn't hitchhike a lot, but we did from time to time, and we got some great rides from people, and
had great conversations.
yeah.
And shit.
Well, anyway, so
And they tell you about the area.
absolutely.
Right.
So, so we passed. My mother and I, you know, I was driving the car, a rental car, obviously, and we passed this guy, and so we go up to Ullapool. Now we'd had an address for a friend of ours' mother, who had she lived up there. And we went up there, and we found her place, and she had a note on the door for us because she had to go off. She had to go off somewhere for a couple of days, and she says, you know, if you stand here, I'll be back at such and such a day. So, but we didn't want to stay for 2 more days or another day or two. And you know, this woman had subsequently, we met her when she came down to the United States to visit her daughter, and met my parents. So I mean, yeah, I mean, she's a great individual. I mean, she wasn't trying to blow us off, but so anyway, so her and I, you know, went there, and I said, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to go have a fucking drink and look at some cute guys. That's what I wanted to do. But well, first a drink. Second, if I'm going to stay there all night, maybe I can find a cute guy. Those were my priorities. So I did find a drink, but I knew that I couldn't indulge that too much if I had to drive to the south. So I had one slow drink. Meanwhile, we're sitting out there in the bar looking out at the harbor at Ullapool, and it's, you know, for me, I mean, it's wonderful. Well, and my mother liked it too. She kind of likes that kind of austere stuff, or did. I don't know what she likes now. She's in the hands of God.
Oh, it still does.
Well, I would imagine so. Yeah, you know, I would hope she's being a little bit more civil and accepting of people.
Yeah.
In any case, so here we are in the bar, and in comes this guy that we've passed about 3 times on the road up from the Great Glen to Liverpool. And my mother says, well, we need to get going back to the south. And I said, well, we don't necessarily need to go back. We can find a place to stay here. Oh, no, we gotta go back. Well, I mean, we did have like 1 day of slack in our schedule before, you know, having to get back to the flight. Although, well, you know, we could have cut out of it, but, you know, just, I don't know.
How long was the drive? Okay, how long was the drive up there did it take you?
About 5 hours.
So you're gonna do that? That's gonna be a 10-hour.
Well, it was a faster drive back.
Yeah, you're going downhill.
No, well, no, it was a faster drive back because we went down on the west side of the case, and we weren't going up over the mountains like we were.
Going up.
Well, we were sort of going to the mountains, but it was anyway. So I got to tell you this, and then I'll shut up. Well, no, I probably won't, but I'm saying it. So my mother and I left, and God bless this guy. God bless this guy. While we were sitting there, he left, and on the way south, he's out there with his thumb out, and I said, let's give this guy a ride. No, no, no. And he knew it was us, because he knew our car, and
He waved.
yeah, he waved. And I thought, oh man, I feel like a real shit ass on that. It's like,
I would have stopped and got it.
well, you don't know my mother. You didn't know my mother. The least amount of grief I could have gotten from her is the better off I was. Oh, wow. Well, anyway, trying to be a dutiful son. So, in the interest of being a dutiful son, we ended up in Tindrum. I think it was Tindrum. Well, I could check the daggone Google Earth, but it's Tindrum, north of Glasgow. And there's this really cheesy-looking motel. Now, there aren't very many cheesy-looking motels probably in Great Britain. I don't know, maybe there are now, but there weren't then. And I know when I say cheesy, I mean, it looked like something in the United States, and I was astonished. You had this sort of like courtyard, and
Red Roof Inn.
No, a Red Roof Inn's, was top notch compared to this. No, this would have been the kind of thing I would have willingly stayed in the United States. And I have no gripe with this establishment at all. But what was great about it was that it had, which was sort of like the defining criterion for anything where I stayed in Great Britain was. It had to have a bar attached to it or within easy walking distance. And in this case, it had a bar attached to it. To whereupon I repaired as soon as I had established my mother in the bedroom. And made sure that she was okay.
Tucked in, comfy.
Well, it'd been a long drive,
Yeah. We're out riding in the passenger seat.
Yeah, well, and against the wall because I tend to drive close to those things. Ask my son. So anyway, I go into this bar, this Tindrum Motel bar, and in that Tindrum Motel bar is a guy who was exactly my type. Now you understand, this is 1979. I'm not out. I haven't decided that I'm going to kill myself yet, if I can't come out. No, let's see. Let's review that. This is 1979. I'm not out. I haven't decided that I'm going to kill myself yet if I can't come out. Let's make that clear. Let those of you with ears hear and watch the other videos. But here I am, in this bar. And of course the thing about working the crowd in an English pub, bar, British pub, UK bar, choose your favorite term. Is that it takes a long, long time. Although, fortunately, unlike the United States, the bars close around 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it's not like, so you're not going to be sitting there like 3 or 4 in the daggone morning like you might be in some major city in the United States.
And you don't have a roaring disco going on.
Well, then that's true. No, that's true. And Paul makes a very excellent point. You generally do not have some sort of god-awful noise going on.
No, you can just hear all the conversations going on all over the pub.
So I was very beguiled by this man's crack as he stooped over to look at the, to restock the bar. He had a very nice hairy crack, which, seeing as how he was going commando, I was able to see. So over time, it appeared that he was a graduate student at he was down in Glasgow, and working on a master's degree in. This is mechanical engineering or electrical engineering. And then over time he asked about my circumstances and why I was in their country. And I explained my circumstances. And so as it came closing time and I was preparing to leave, he says, just stay put. And he says, we can go to the back room. Because he lived there. Oh, great shit. It's finally going to happen. It's finally going to happen. It's finally going to happen. And I said to him, no. I said, look, I really have to check on my mother. I said, I will be back. I'm not blowing you off. I will be back. I will be back. I said, you have no idea how long I've waited for this. And so I went to her, and the first thing she says when I opened that door says, where the fuck have you been? No, she didn't say where the fuck have you been. She says, where the hell have you been? So, pub.
Downstairs.
I was pub. No, it was very much like a thing here on the roadside of the United States. So I was worried. I said, well, I'm sorry. Oh, come here. Well, she insisted I slept next to her, which I think is very sick. I mean, she was really on a fucking roll. And so, whoever that master's degree student was in Tyndrum, who was the bartender, I really apologize because I wasn't blowing you off. I was just hijacked by my mother. So,
you truly meant to go back.
Oh, hell's fire! Yes, well, I mean, oh my word! Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Again.
Yep.
Yep. So, alrighty there. Bye bye, YouTubers.